Hello good people of the internet. Right, it's a bit of RC content today, so if this doesn't float your boat then thanks for joining, but we'll see you in the next video. Right, before you start jumping in the comments about this one, well I look at all the comments anyway, they're all held and I get rid of the ones I don't like because power. But this is not a how-to video, this is how I do things. Today a little bit of helicopter maintenance, so I'm going to show you what I do. Whether you follow it or not, entirely up to you. I know everybody does it different, everybody has an idea on how to do it, but the little 470 here has been flown a few times, so I'm going to give it some love. The problem A is I used to use this all the time, this OptiLube, but you can't get it anymore. So I was chatting to a few good friends and some people at model shops, and they said what you need to do is get yourself a bit of silicone oil. But it's got to be pure silicone oil, because the synthetic stuff just doesn't work. So that's what I've got, a bit of silicone oil. So let me show you what I'm going to do with it. No, we don't want comments like that. So one of the first things, this is belt drive. Not all my helicopters are. 2 out of the many I've got are belt drives. So what I'm going to do is take a Q-tip or a bud or whatever you want to call them. Going to dose it in a little bit of oil and then just going to put it on the belt and lube the belt up a little bit. So this isn't easy to do one-handed, but well, hopefully you'll get the idea. Just going to rest the bud, the Q-tip, the thing on there. Gently turn the blades. Try not to chop the fingers off or ruin the blades completely. And just basically get some of this lovely silicone oil on the belt there. What that should do is keep it nice and soft, give it a bit of longevity. Right, this is really tricky with just one hand, so I'm going to do it off camera, but you get the idea. So there, it doesn't need to be dripping of oil, but as you can see, you know, Q-tip, it's got a lot of the crud off there, and you will get crud on the belts, it's just the nature of them really. Right, while we're in the tail area, I'm going to also put a little bit on the shaft there, a little bit in that bearing there, and obviously the bearings around the tail assembly just there. Okay, a little bit on the shaft, just work it in. Lovely. A little bit on the bearing there, just work that in as we have done before. Dodgy camera work. It's not easy, this. We have to suffer for our art as YouTubers. So that's pretty much the tail done. I'm not going to show you every single thing, you get the idea. You know, if you see a bearing, you see a shaft, then give it a coating. Again, don't go mad, you only need a little bit on the Q-tip, and any excess you can wipe off with the cloth afterwards. Right, next thing, I'm going to move on to the head. So head bearings there, and obviously bottom of the shaft as well. Want to put a bit on the swash plate itself on there, a little bit on the head turns just there, and if I can get to the motor bearing, then a little bit there as well. There you go. So put a little bit on the swash plate, put a little bit on the buckles, put a little bit on the bearings. One thing you want to avoid is inside your gear there. Do not oil your gear up. Now I know that sounds counterintuitive, but inside your gear there, and not so bad on this one, but bigger ones definitely, you have your auto rotation set up, and if you get oil in there, it won't work, and it'll bugger everything up. So yeah, avoid getting it in the gear itself. What I am going to do is put a little bit on the gear teeth. Controversy again, some people say you shouldn't be doing that, it attracts dirt, it wears them out, blah blah blah. I've always done it and I've not had any problems, so I'm going to do it, and I think I'm about done. Apologies for the noise in the background, that's my charger going. So again, wherever you see a bearing, like in there, in the head there, yeah, just give it a little bit of grease. Don't go crazy, you only need a little tiny bit, and then obviously work it in by spinning your gears around, spinning your props around, spinning around, whatever you want to spin around basically. And again, this is just the way I do it. It's not advice, it's not a how-to, it's just the way I do it. It's your heli, you do it whichever way you want to, but I've done it this way for many years, and so far everything seems to be okay. Right, that's about it for the Heli content. Again, it was a bit of a short one today. So again, take it how you want. You know, if you think it's useful, then that's fine. If it's not, then you can leave a comment, but I'll probably delete it. Oh, the power of the internet. Right, thanks all. Catch you later. Bye bye.